What's up guys, Triple C here. Welcome to my next tutorial. This is tutorial number 29, and in this tutorial I'll teach you guys how to build boosted upwards turtle slides or turbo boosts. Now I got a lot of requests from people asking me to explain how I built mine because they said they were bricking when they were going up, the car just bounces off. If you don't know what an upwards boosted turtle slide is, I'll quickly show you guys. Basically you just drive up. I used the building wall here, we don't have to do that in the tutorial now. Basically you just boost up there, and it's a pity with the new camera angles because the camera always pans in on the roof of the car, so you don't really have a sense of how high you're really going in here, because I mean it's massively high. And this new camera angle is great for big loops or going uphill slopes or something like that, but basically on any big stunt or all the other stunts this camera angle just sucks, you know. So that's really a pity, you know, because like these kinds of stunts, they can have a massive effect basically, but it's very hard to see with the new camera angle. So yeah, just to showcase how high this was, what we just did there. You know, you don't really even get that when you go up there, how high this thing is because of the stupid new camera view we got. Anyways, let's jump right into it. I'll show you guys how to build this kind of stuff. Let's go. Okay, so we're at the airport now, and we're going to build a light version of the one we just saw. Of course, you can just go on and extend it as far as you want. Now I got my starting grid laid down there already, and I'm going to start out with one of the stunt ramps they gave us. So I'm just going to align it to the runway now. It doesn't have to be 100%. Just the following pieces, they have to be at the same angle. That's very important. So just put this down here. I'll go on advanced options and sink it into the ground a bit. Yeah, and also one more thing. I mean, it would be so easy and quick to build actually if they wouldn't have broke templates, but with the Cunning Stunts update, the functionality of templates has been totally crippled, and a build like this just takes really long right now because we can't really use templates to do them. One thing is the props all turn red when you use templates, and another thing is that rotation gets reset. So basically it's like back on PS3, we're building piece by piece, every piece by itself. So yeah, we started out with a ramp here. It's always good to use one with a stripe in the middle to basically cars have an indication on where the center line is to drive straight up there. Then we'll go over to building blocks. Let's just take one, quickly cycle through them. We can work with this one or this one. Okay, yeah, let's just take this one here. Alright. Wait, I'll quickly lay one down so we can later, because this one saves the rotation, we can use it later to get our rotation back. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to roll it. And some of this knowledge which I'm using in here, I basically touched on that in my tutorial about on-ramps. If you haven't seen that, look at that, because what's important to know here or understand is momentum, how the car reacts or how the car builds up momentum in a pitch or a roll direction, for example, and how you want to avoid that in a build like this to get a straight slide upwards. So basically we're just setting our angle right now, and what I said with momentum, for example, we'll just do it like this preset ramp here from Rockstar. It's pretty curved, it just goes piece by piece always, and that will give your car a pitch momentum. A pitch would be if the car would do this here. That's what this curve basically does. So by using these straight pieces, I'm basically catching up all that kinetic energy that car is developing, that pitch momentum, and it's being deflected through the straight piece here, and that's basically the main concept behind that, that the car loses the pitch momentum in the end and just goes out in a straight line. Wait, let's quickly see. Oh, we are still pretty steep here. We'll go one more. Of course, we want to build a pretty steep one here. So I hope that made any sense. Anybody who knows a bit about physics, also if you've been paying attention in school with physics, momentum is really important here. You want the momentum to be deflected and absorbed by the straight piece basically, so the car only has a tendency to go in that direction we want it to slide and not do some weird flipping movement or anything. Now this is important. I just set the last piece, and the next one we're going to set has to be at exactly the same angle. So as you see here, I'm still at exactly my same rotation. And now what we got to do, we got to try around with this a bit. This is something that you normally don't hit first try, so you'll need a couple of tries. Basically, I'm going to catch the car now. And I'm not going to, look, you don't want to be at this height. You want them to overlap a bit. And so I'm moving it a bit downwards. So the car is basically sandwiched in between those two. And I'm just moving it away a bit, and this is just like trial and error. With the template we could work from the other side with the cement bag, and we could just exactly see our gap, but now because they broke templates, it's a bit more iffy. Yeah, so this is probably a bit, we can try it real quick, but I think it's a too narrow spot. Let's quickly give it a test. I think the car might get stuck in there now. Yeah, we got stuck. So yeah, and that's exactly, I mean, that's what's going to happen to you, you know? Like stuff like this, you got to test it a bit. And okay, so now what we do with the new props, this still works. With the old props, they broke that in the creator too. So basically you can only use this trick, what I'm showing you now, with the new props. If you would touch this prop here, you go on world heading, click right and left once, and then you pick it up, you still have the same angle the prop was at before, which is really great because we need this one where it's going to slide on its roof to be at the same angle as the last one the car was on with its wheels. So now we just basically copied that rotation and picked it up like that. And now we're just going to set it again and see if we get it right this time. This might be a bit too big. Let's see. This might work. This might even work. Let's test it out. Yeah. So yeah, this is even a little bit too big, but it doesn't really matter. We just figure out that it works perfectly when you build it. Take your time with it. And now basically the trick to this is that you want to reverse build this. Reverse building is a very important technique. If you don't know about it, also check out some old tutorials before we got this Cunning Stunts update. It's probably the most important technique figured out by Finizula back then in the day on Xbox 360. So now what most people would probably do is connect these, that they just merge perfectly if you want to build the next element. You also have the snapping option. We're not going to turn this on now because with snapping you could just build it up there easily in no time. But actually what you want for a build like this, wait, I'll quickly do another color so it's easier to see. You want in a build like this that the next one, that's always overlapping backwards a bit. So I'll put this behind the yellow one here. Now they're basically the same. And now we reverse build it. Wait, I'll do the next piece again. And now the next piece again. It's going to be a bit behind the other one. As you saw there, we just moved it behind there. And so on and so on. You can also use bigger building blocks, but you get this, the smaller the blocks you use, the smoother the slide will be basically. So if you want to save props, do this with bigger ones. Also now when we're using this with the two colors to see if it basically is reverse build or not. You can also, now that we know it's behind the other one, just switch back to the color you wanted it to be. Like this, for example. Then set yourself another color again to basically see that it really is behind this one. Then set your color again. So now, if we zoom in on this and you take a look at it, they're all a tiny bit, it's here, it's very narrow, but like also on this one you see that the previous one is a bit higher than the other one. And this is stuff that people don't see in a race. It all happens so fast. And the creator, it basically looks like it's not built clean, but this is exactly the way you want to build it. You want to reverse build stuff like this for it to work. Also here you see The previous one is a bit higher, and that's what a lot of people that have been writing me, they're saying their car bounces. That's when you connect them, either when you connect them perfectly, your car will bounce, it will just break off it, or if you use snapping, for example, so they connect perfectly, your car will bounce and it will not work. Or if you use elements that are too large, you can also eventually break on them then if you use the really big building blocks. Also here, as you see, it's reverse built. So yeah, we can give it a quick test now, and wait, let me quickly set down some boosts, because obviously remember to set your speed pad intensity here. Okay, so we set down one here. Also, actually, it doesn't matter which direction the arrows are facing. We set one here, and we set one here, and let's run a test. Yeah, you see, the car just went perfect. It didn't bounce at all. Yeah, then you can just go on and on. And the build I just showed you guys, I used these ones here also, these blocks, but I had them turned the other way basically. So I'll quickly show you guys again how to copy the rotation. You just touch one of these building blocks, you go on right, left, pick it up, and now you can also hit cancel again with circle, and your next one will be at exactly the same rotation. So yeah, what I did in my build there, let's go on yaw, I had them like this, but I used relatively small ones, because if you look here how big they actually are, or how big you can actually go with these, see how big they are. Like don't go bananas with it, you know, just use some that are actually a tiny bit smaller, because you will get more consistent results. It will work better this way. So yeah, this is basically in the build that we just saw. This was the size of the blocks I was using. Only I had them yard in this direction. Okay, so now, and this is also relatively quick to build. When it comes to the dummy proofing on the side, that's where it gets fidgety without templates. It's a real hassle basically doing this without templates. And seriously, the one we just saw, the Turbo Boost TSL of mine, without joking, I worked on that 10 times longer than I would have worked on it if templates would be working. So we're really hoping that Rockstar will eventually fix this, because it's just such a major hassle to create. Okay, wait, let's quickly put down some more boosts. Just a quick showcase here. Okay, now always watch out for the speed pad intensity. It's right now it's at normal again. Set it to ultra strong. Put it in the middle here. And now for the dummy proofing on the side, you can use bigger blocks. Also, wait, what I'll quickly show you guys, if you're going to use one of them, to get it exactly straight, because the longer you build, if it's just off a tiny bit, it will have a major effect on your build. So also copy the rotation first, like with the trick I just showed you guys. And now wait, we're going to switch over to a bigger building block. Oh wait, sorry, let's just take the bigger ones. That will make it easier from the get-go. Right, left, pick it up, cancel again, and now we copied that rotation, and now what we just want to do is roll it. And wait, basically we can put it up against a building or something to see if it's standing up exactly straight. We'll use a bit bigger barrier here this time. We can just use a really big barrier. Quickly put it up against the building, and take your time with this to make sure it's exactly straight. Now I'm just rotating it a bit always, and now I can see from the building that it's not really straight yet, you know? So, but yeah, anyways, take your time with it. I'm just quickly gonna showcase now. And now basically what's easy, how you can save time, what I also didn't do in my build, that's why it also took so long. If you're just gonna place it up here and make it rest on there, It's actually pretty easy and quick to build. But if you're gonna move them in from the bottom, that they just look through the platform a tiny bit, which will give you a better view on the slide in the end, because the higher your walls are gonna be, the less a player is really gonna see in the very end, you know. So I would put them in from the bottom. It's a painstaking, long process, but you get a nicer result in the end. It looks nicer. Just bring some patience with it then, because it will take some time. But right now, to save time, we're just gonna put it through. We're just gonna make it rest up on top of here, which is pretty easy. You just place it, and then the next one, this is also important, reverse building again. If it's like this, players can brick on that brick on that ledge down there. So make sure it's reverse build, that the second one overlaps the other one a tiny bit. Okay, now we can set the color again. Well, I'll just leave it at this color so it's easier to showcase. And now we're gonna go here, place it down, and use the other color again. And as you see, also these are now like pretty relatively small, so if you work with the bigger blocks, it's so hard to really see when it overlaps exactly, because I'll quickly show you guys. If you work with this one here, the center line of it would be here. See how hard it is to see down there where exactly it overlaps, and I mean that's why working with templates would just make it so much easier, which unfortunately is broken at the moment. But yeah, okay, we're gonna make them overlap like this. And now you can also see the overlapping. You can see it from the outside, that the next one is a bit to the right of this one, and this one here is a bit here. That's what the whole thing is reverse built. The dummy proofing is reverse built, and the platforms the car slides on are reverse built. So your whole build has to be reverse built. And when you enter the thing, make sure you're using straight pieces. So also if you're using Rockstar pre-made props like I did with this quarter pipe down here, connect some straight props to it in the end, so all your kinetic energy gets absorbed, all your pitch momentum gets absorbed, and you're just deflecting all that kinetic energy in the direction you want to go. Alright, let's give it a quick test. I gotta hit dead center now. Otherwise we'll break on the dummy proofing. Yeah, and as you saw, very clean, easy. So yeah, that's how you build. On and on, go up in the sky. Help us get the hashtag out there. Fix the creator. Fix the checkpoints too, Rockstar, please, because we got so many new cool props, but we can't really utilize their potential to the fullest with the way the creator is right now. And I guarantee you, if templates weren't broken, you would see some real crazy ass shit being built, which is basically not possible now with the broken templates. But as soon as that gets fixed, be prepared for some real crazy ass shit, some real intricate builds. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's how you build boosted turtle slides. Check out other tutorials also if you have the patience. Old tutorials, very useful techniques in there which really help you get a good build. A lot of knowledge in there, which is still important even though we have all these options right now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll check you guys in the next video.